What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/AmITheButthole. Alright, this story's called, Am I the Butthole for Calling the Police on X? My ex, 35, had custody of our daughter, 9, until I discovered that my ex was neglecting my daughter by using drugs and living in horrific conditions. I won custody of my daughter when she was 7. Her mother was a heavy meth user for a long time, I came to find out. She hid it from nearly everyone, and of the time I suspected it, I didn't have proof until I came across video evidence of it on my daughter's tablet. During our custody battle, my ex got clean. I was very happy about this, as I wanted my daughter to have her mother in her life. My ex got a job making good money, moved away from her abusive meth head dealer boyfriend, and was finally trying to make something of herself. Well, the last few months, my ex was finally allowed unsupervised visits. Every visit there was a ton of drama. She was late picking up our daughter, 16 hours late once. She slept for 24 hours straight, leaving our daughter to fend for herself for food. Our daughter had to call her grandma to pick her up because she couldn't wake up mommy. She lost her job due to being sick. She constantly has an excuse for why she's late or unavailable. She once had a friend bring my daughter back in a car that had a breathalyzer in it to keep it running. I discovered this guy had 5 warrants out for his arrest due to meth. This last visit, however, is where I think I might have been the butthole. My ex was 4 hours late picking up our daughter, yet again, and then had a 2-hour drive back to where she lives. I checked my daughter's phone GPS to see if she had made it to her mother safely, only to discover they weren't even halfway there yet. Her mother stopped at a random gas station off the interstate for 2 hours and left our daughter alone in the car. I couldn't believe it when I talked to my daughter on the phone. So of course I called the police to do a welfare check. Before the police could arrive, I checked with my daughter again to see if her mother had returned. She had. I relayed this information to dispatch. They still chased her down. All I was told is that my daughter was okay. After my daughter returned from visitation, she told my wife about the incident. This is where I feel terrible. Daughter said the police put her in the back of the squad car as her mother and car were searched. She was terrified. That was never my intention. I just wanted to make sure she was safe, because I was 99% sure there was some sort of drug deal or use going down, especially with recent behavior. Her lawyer even withdrew from counsel this week after a drug test was ordered. My suspicions are through the roof, so am I the butthole? Edit. Some are under the assumption that I haven't fought tooth and nail for 2 years to keep sole custody of my daughter. The battle is still ongoing, but I'm not a mother, so therefore I am treated as less in family court. Very true and very sad. I don't think you're the butthole here, because yeah, the kid was scared, but it was for her own good. Kind of like going to the dentist. A lot of kids are scared of the dentist. I always like going to the dentist, but a lot of kids are scared of going to the dentist, but you still take them there because they need to go to the dentist, and they might think you're a jerk for making them go there or whatever, but it's for their own good. So yeah, we're getting shots. There's any number of examples. Vegetables. Making your kids eat vegetables. I always liked vegetables growing up. Basically, I'm saying I'm not like other kids. Mostly because I'm not a kid. Or at least physically. Alright, this one is called Update. Am I the butthole for calling police on X? It's been since December when the initial drug test was ordered for my ex, thanks to the events of several visitations and the situation she placed my daughter in, who is 10 now. The second court date, when my ex failed to show or present a drug test, the court ordered my ex's visitation rights to be suspended until she could provide a negative hair follicle. By the third court date, the judge decided to place a no contact order on my ex, which was a huge relief. My ex has failed to show to the other 5 court hearings after, so it was decided her failure to take a drug test will now be considered a presumptive positive. Wow, imagine that. In the meantime, my lawyer filed a motion for 100% legal custody, already had physical, of my daughter and give my wife power of attorney over my daughter. This was just granted yesterday, especially when an expert witness, my own daughter, testifying against her mother, which I honestly never thought she would do, and my own testimony. My daughter's mother has been missing in action since the beginning of December. The last I heard from my ex-mother-in-law, she couldn't even afford to have her electricity turned on. I'm furious her mother has placed so much stress on our daughter, that she has hurt her so thoroughly that my kid said today, off the cuff, that she will never forgive her mother. My wife and I didn't even know how to reply to that, so we just nodded in understanding because she is allowed her feelings. I no longer feel like the butthole. I did at first because of how upset my daughter was. I felt it was entirely my fault. I hated seeing her so upset. I know everything I've done is to protect her from the disaster that is her mother, and I am extremely disappointed that her mother has just decided to not fight for her kid anymore. Just give up and not even show to court. I have a feeling I won't be hearing anything from her mother. Thank you for all your replies to the previous post. I know many were pushing for court, which I already had planned, but the court moves slowly. Now you know the outcome. Well, this is baller, for in that, like, you know, the dad has sole custody of the daughter. Not so baller that the wife is, you know, basically off the deep end, or sorry, ex-wife is off the deep end. That always sucks. You know, ideally everyone would be happy and healthy, but at least in this situation, the daughter and the dad are alright-ish, but Alright, this story's called, Am I the Butthole for Deactivating My Niece's Social Media When She Refused to Do an Internet Safety Course? I have custody of my sister's daughter, a 13-year-old. She became old enough for social media a few months ago, and I let her create profiles on her birthday. I said the condition was that she make her accounts private and only accept followers and friend requests from people she knows. She showed me her accounts, which were set to private, so I believed her. I also followed her so I could see what she was posting, which she agreed to. A couple weeks ago, I decided to check her profile as I hadn't seen one of her posts in a while, despite her being on there all the time. It's public, not private, so she changed her settings, and I'm no longer following her. I'm assuming I was soft blocked as I can still see her profile. However, the part that concerned me most was her bio. She has her full date of birth, full name, town name, ethnicity, other info about her, and photos of her and her friends in their school uniforms with school crest visible. I told her why this was a problem, but she responded that it wasn't a problem. I told her that she has 2 options: take an internet safety course, or delete or deactivate all of her profiles. She chose the first option. I paid for a short course, an estimated 4 hours to complete. Ugh. It took a couple days, at which point she told me she'd taken the course and passed with flying colors, even showing me the certificate that she passed. I gave it a day, checked her profile, and it was exactly the same, except I was blocked and had to go incognito to check it. I also checked the course website and it said that you, as in the user, spent 17 minutes on the course. Oh no. That was the last straw, so I told her to delete and deactivate everything, and I put software on the PC, which I've used to block social media. I can't do much about apps on her phone, but it's something. She's told my mother what I've done, and Mom is outraged. Says I had no right to take away her social media, that I should reinstate it and apologize for being paranoid and controlling, and let her make her own choices about her personal safety. I've said she's 13 with no concept of internet safety. she can have social media back when she understands how any aspect of online safety works. My mother feels this is unreasonable and that I have moved the goalposts as she's completed the course like I asked, but there's no way she's completed a 4-hour course in less than 20 minutes. Mom says she's 13, not a little kid, and I need to trust that she knows what she's doing. I said she has to earn that trust first, and Mom again accused me of moving the goalposts and said her completing the course should have earned that trust. Am I the butthole for not letting her have social media? Edit, to be clear, this is more about my conflict with my mother and her accusations of me being controlling. I don't expect anyone to call a 13-year-old a butthole. Also, to clarify a few things, I'm a woman, my niece's mother is my older sister, my sister and my niece's father are both uninvolved in her life, which is why I have sole custody and have legally adopted her. The mother I mentioned above is my mother, who is also my niece's grandmother. Okay, now in my opinion, OP is being a little bit of a control. I don't want to say freak. Let's just say enthusiast. Okay, control enthusiast. All right, so here's the thing about teenagers. All right, not me. I was a pushover. I was basically a sweet little 6-year-old up until I turned 18. And now I'm currently a teenager in my 20s. But anyway, the thing about teenagers is if you don't want them doing something, do not try to force them. Like, make it so that they have no other choice but to not do it. All right, because strict parents breed sneaky children, sneaky, deceptive little monsters. If you think your kid's not going to do something just because you got mad at them not to, and they never do anything wrong, well, you're just a fool because they are doing everything you don't want them to. Probably, maybe. I mean, this is not 100%, but like for the most part, they are doing everything you don't want them doing, and they're just really, really good at hiding it. So, a lot of it is giving them the illusion of choice, all right? Like, hey, Mom, I want to go to this party. No, you can't go to the party, you crazy? No, you're grounded for even asking, all right? You think, haha, I got him. He's not going to a party. Well, guess what? He's probably going to sneak out. He probably can tell when you're asleep, and he's going to sneak out when you don't want him to. All right? Or you can do this. Mom, I want to go to this party. Can I go? Yeah, okay, you can. All right? Just make sure you're responsible. And if you need anything at all, make sure you call me. All right? I just want to make sure you're okay. And then boom, your kid's going to feel more inclined to keep your trust. Damn, I should be like Dr. Phil. I am basically Dr. Phil, but like better. He has inferior hair all around, all right? He's bald and he only has a mustache. I have a full head of hair and a beard. No wimpy mustache going on here. Alright, this story's called Update! Am I the butthole for deactivating my niece's social media when she refused to do an internet safety course? Oh my god. This is like Greg Heffley's mom. It's been a few days. I read through every comment on my original post and saw all your feedback, particularly the parts about my niece being unlikely to trust me after this. I sat my niece down one final time. I talked to her again about all the information she wanted to add, trying to explain again why it was a bad idea to put her full name, her date of birth, her location, and whatever else online. She still didn't believe that it could be dangerous. So I asked her what information she wanted to put out exactly. She told me. I googled it. The entire first page of results was all about her or my sister, her mother, or me. It showed her school website as she's been mentioned in the newsletter. Her full name also brought up her personal phone number and a website for details of the adoption. I then showed her what was linked with my name, despite my very careful social media presence. The results included a background checked website that listed all my former names, my number, my address, where we currently live, and more behind a paywall. She now completely understands what I was trying to tell her. We worked out a new deal. She's allowed social media, but instead of all the information she wanted to add, she's only allowed her star sign and that she's a minor. She can give a location, but it has has to be our county, not our town. Her profile will be on private, and she can only link up with people she knows in real life. I will follow her from a fake account so her friends don't see her aunt on her friends list. These restrictions will lessen in due time. If she does anything to screw it up, it all gets deactivated again. And we won't even revisit the topic of social media until she's 15. As for my mother, I called her and told her to back off. I said that I have custody of my niece, so I make the decisions, and my mom doesn't get to make that harder for me. That if she really thought my niece putting her full name, date of birth, location, etc. online was safe, she's an idiot. And it pisses me off that the only times I hear from her, it's so she can tell me that I'm doing something wrong when she herself was given the chance to adopt my niece and refused. Mom essentially said that she can't believe I'd treat her like this, and I shouldn't expect to hear from her for a while. Yikes. Alright. Here we have Warrior Mom. Well, I'm glad the niece and OP reached an agreement. Personally, I mean, I still think it's a little strict, but if the niece is going along with it, the safer the better. Am I right? No, I'm right, definitely. But she was a bit aggressive with Mom, but I guess I understand it because, you know, the mom was being kind of ridiculous as well. A little too laissez-faire for our taste. So it's good OP stood her ground. Maybe want to take a gentler approach. But what works, I guess, right? This story's called, Am I the Butthole for Refusing to Let My Girlfriend Get a Dog Because It Will Upset My Old Man of a Cat? I, 30 female, have been with my girlfriend, 31 female, for 3 years now, and we recently moved into a nice house in the country. As we're finally living somewhere with a decent-sized garden, my girlfriend wants to get a dog. She's always wanted a dog, and I have said to her that we can get one day, but not until my cat passes away. My cat, Sparky, is 14 years old, is blind in one eye, and he hates dogs. I love this cat. He is my baby, as I would love any animal that my partner and I get together. But is it unreasonable to ask that he lives out his twilight years in peace, eating his favorite foods, curling up by the fire, hogging the bed, and watching tennis without getting a new puppy in the mix? My girlfriend says that I am being unreasonable, that my cat and the new dog will be great friends. But I know Sparky, and he has always either been anxious or aggressive toward dogs. My friends and family says that if I love my girlfriend, I should let her get the dog. I do love her, and I'm not against her getting a dog. I'm just asking her to wait a little bit until my cat passes away. So am I the butthole? I mean, if the girlfriend agreed to this kind of arrangement before and now suddenly wants to go and change it up, it's on her. But I don't know. Like, again, like I'm an outsider here, so like I'm not, and I've never really owned a cat, so like I'm not sure how that might change, because like I've, you know, there's cute little internet things, those videos of like grumpy old cats, you know, getting a puppy that it hates at first, but eventually they become like best friends, and then like, you know, it's like a beautiful thing. Like, what if grumpy old cat here is like hates dogs and just is a pissy old man that just wants to, you know, die slowly and peacefully? What if he gets introduced to this freaking energetic little golden retriever puppy that's like constantly muddy, and it's just like, wow, why are you doing this to me, man? I just want to chill. But, you know, on this dying fire, a spark, an ember of youth comes and energizes it and just breathes it to life. Like, what if Sparky, that's the cat's name, what if Sparky becomes best friends with this puppy, and he remembers, you know, a long lost youth? Like, can you imagine that? Way more badass and poetic of a death story than, you know, whatever's going on right now. So like, yes, girlfriend is in the wrong for going back on a deal, all right, so she's an oath breaker. However, you can choose to be a bigger person and give Sparky a chance to get his spark back with a little puppy. Or you could be completely right, you get the dog and Sparky's just miserable and hates you. Alright, this story's called Update! Am I the butthole for refusing to let my girlfriend get a dog because it will upset my old man of a cat? Okay, I thought that I would give you all an update on the pet situation. After another argument with my girlfriend about the dog situation, we asked a friend of ours if we could look after her dog, a very placid, sleepy, and uninterested bulldog, for a day while she was at work, so she could see for herself how Sparky would react. And let me say, my girlfriend now understands why I wanted to wait until Sparky had died before getting a dog. Within the 6 hours that we had the dog, Sparky had tried to bite him on the leg. I pulled him away before he could even make contact with him, and hauled Sparky's ass upstairs away from the dog after that moment. While upstairs, Sparky did nothing but yowl at us and revenge pee on the bed before hiding on top of the wardrobe. While all of this was happening, my friend's dog just lay there on the floor of the lounge doing absolutely nothing. Upon seeing what Sparky was willing to do to a dog that wouldn't even hurt a fly, my girlfriend has now agreed that if she wants a dog, then it has to be an outdoor dog, which she does not want, or to wait until the awful day that Sparky is no longer with us. Grumpus is very happy with that plan. Grumpus. Oh, haha. Grumpus, Sparky, is now going to spend his golden years lying in front of the fire, watching tennis and Blue Planet on TV, eating lots of treats and sitting on the landing windowsill where he loves to watch the whole world go by, while casually growling at any dog he sees walk past the house. And he's very happy with this plan. Did you ask him? I promise my friend's dog was not hurt. I don't even think that he realized that my cat was planning on attacking him. And Sparky is as happy as a lamb again. No more revenge peeing. Oh man, I was worried for a second. Revenge peeing is no joke. Alright, just ask my ex-girlfriend. Oof. Wait, no, don't ask her. She might get pissed off. And pee on things. I'm kidding. I'm making this up, guys. Don't. Oh gosh. I sometimes worry about some of the things people take seriously that I say. Occasionally I see comments that are like, they take what I say seriously. I'm just like, wow, man, that's really not good, because I say a lot of things, but I mean the exact opposite. And I'm really praying every time. I guess I'm supposed to be praying every time that you guys get it. But sometimes you don't. And it leads to funniness, I think. Unless eventually it'll bite me in the butt. And then I'll have yet another bite mark on my butt.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.